Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome to Armory. Welcome to 5-Tier Podcast. Welcome to X. Hope everyone is doing well. We're just here to do just a bit of update, really. Nothing major. And answer some questions. And you got me for an hour. So there you go. Big ups to Mina saying that. I'm not saying that. Gyökeres, I think you'll see the Gyökeres situation probably more figured out by the end of next week, in my opinion. Any Arsenal transfer? We got a little bit, not a lot, if I'll be honest. Again, I'm not going to say that because people will click me. The Rodrigo situation will be clearer at the end of the Club World Championships, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the hell it's called. Big ups to me, and I hope you're doing well. Big up to Luke. Have Atalanta United. Oh, I do like Atlanta's kits, to be fair. They are quite nice. I do love them. I've got one myself. Northampton Town 25-26 home shirt, claret white, claret base with subtle stripe designs and bold white accent next season. You know what, Luke? I am going to look that up. Everyone knows I love my kits. Sorry to hear that, mate. Sorry to hear that. That's awful. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just horrible when you lose a friend. Big up to my PB, saying evening PB, and to all in the chat. Big up to Dean, saying good evening, Bobby. Hope you had a good week. Hope you had a good week. Evening to Tim. Evening to Melanie. Right, so I'll answer this question because obviously people are going to ask this question, obviously. Right, so we did try one stream. Let's just call it Marmite. Because we delved into it a little bit deeper after that stream, and we were not keen at all whatsoever. It did not fit us at all as a team. We are now officially back on StreamYard, and until we find a streaming software or whatever you want to call it, we will be staying here. But obviously we've still got the new channel, which is 5-Tier Podcast, which is definitely happening. That stays. But FTSN has gone. But we do have the 5-Tier podcast now. That is permanent. And we'll still be streaming to X. We'll still stream to the Armory now because we don't need to transfer it. So we don't need to worry about that issue anymore. Big up to Den AFC UK, saying evening Gooners. Big up to Dymo. Big up to Simba. Big up Bobby. Took a little bit to find a new channel. No worries, mate. No, it's probably my fault, to be fair. Big up to D Reed, saying hi, Bobby. Afternoon from New York City. Big up to the Big Apple. Big up to Chris. Not really, I'll be honest. You'll probably hear more within the next week, but at the moment, nah, not really. Big up to Dylan, saying big up to myself. Big up to Chris. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Big up to Timmy, saying linked to Gyökeres and Sesko end up with Brozier on loan. I can promise you that won't happen. Monitoring FC top 4 maximum next season, says Chris. I'm not concerned about how it's all developing. This is exactly how the media want to make it. They want to make money, and they're making money. They're making lots of money for the clubs, not just only themselves. Unfortunately, it is what it is. But I think you'll see more developments within the next 7 days, in my opinion. Linked to Rodrigo and Leao end up with Gervinho on loan. T10. I have missed you. It's literally just one stream I haven't seen you, but I have missed you, mate. D Reed say, hi, Bobby. Is it both Sesko and Gyökeres we're going for? I have stated very categorically that there is the slightest chance that both come. The slightest that both come. I don't rule it out, but I do believe that Gyökeres is going to another club. That's my opinion. But I don't rule out both, just because there's the slightest chance. Linked to monitoring, I ain't the cunning it. the race for FC. I understand everyone's losing their heads, but this is the way that Andrea works. So you're going to have to get used to it. Andrea is, yeah, it's just the way he works. Mate, honestly, one stream was a nightmare. I didn't enjoy the stream myself because unfortunately only one comment ever comes up in the feed. So I literally have to find every single comment. There was also a problem with all the media we use, and it was just a nightmare. I'll be honest. It was not fun. So I've created new backgrounds anyway, so I might as well use them. So yeah, it's what it is, mate. Looks like you're in the outback. Stay safe. Oh, I'll be safe, mate. I'm high enough. I'm currently on a paraglider. It's fine. Good on you putting Carlisle logo in the 5 tier as we should, mate. You know full well that. It's done for you, mate. Obviously, we're going to cover the 5 tiers because we do the National League playoff final, and there will be a change in the way that we do. There's going to be a change in the way I do watch alongs that season. So there will be no longer 12:30 kickoffs. I won't be doing those. So whatever game is playing, if Arsenal are playing at 12:30, for instance, I will pick another game from that day. And be it League Two, League One, National League, I don't care. I'll be doing another game that day because I'm no longer doing 12:30 kickoffs. They just ruin my day. I'll be honest, they just ruin my day. Looks like Arsenal fans in a good mood. No, look, at the end of the day, the window's currently closed. It is actually currently closed right now. Negotiations are happening behind the scenes for situations. We've got 6 locked in. If something better comes along, one of those that are locked in will get kicked out, and we will go with the new person. That's exactly how it is, unfortunately. If you can answer this question, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to have a swig of juice before I read anymore. Right. Is Berto a genius or a madman or both? Both. He's definitely both. He's definitely Italian. He's definitely an interesting man, and the way that he does stuff. Look, all you got to do is look at Atletico Madrid and what he managed to do there as a sporting director, as a technical director. He did wonders for a club that, let's be honest, were always competing against Barcelona and Real Madrid. Just, the fact that he helped win 2 titles there against the mighty Real Madrid, against the mighty Barcelona. He honestly, I have total trust in the dude. I'm watching World Cup of Darts and you at the same time. The big nations don't play till tomorrow, and it's already chaos. Excellent. I honestly have. I know it's on. I know some people are doing watch longs and stuff. So, yeah, I just haven't had time, unfortunately. With Nico going to Barca, who do we target for left winger, says TE. Nico was not high on our agenda for this window. I don't... Yeah, look, I've always said this, TE. You might be new to the stream, but I am fed up of speaking about the dude because, yeah, I'm just fed up with talking about the guy. He's been in our windows for 18, 24 months now. The dude just does me head in. I'll just be glad when he announces what he's going to do, because I've known it for quite a while. I know he's definitely known it for a while. So just do it and get on with your life. Big up to John saying, Bobo, this is the way the club works. Slow, missing targets, the panic buys. There's no panic buys this season. I can guarantee you that, Chris. We will have a good window. I'm not worried about that in the slightest. Dean Mallon saying same old Arsenal every summer. I know it's looking that way, but I think by the end of the window, you will think it's different. At the end of the day, we're all waiting for dominoes. One domino has fallen. Now, I expected a lot more dominoes to fall. after that one, but it hasn't. But in the next week, I do expect some more dominoes to fall. Because the window is back open on, I'm trying to remember the day today, Monday. So yeah, it's an interesting time at the moment. Tyler saying Swede Demons price tag apparently 51 million now. Does that change things? Nope, doesn't. It's not just about the, as Jesse J would say, not about the price tag. It's way more than that. It's about way more than that. I can promise you that. Dean saying Rodrigo will stay at Real Madrid. That decision has not been made. I think you'll probably hear more about that in the next 14 to 21 days, probably. Because as far as I've been told, it's going to be after the Club World Championships. I don't know what it's called. I'll be honest. I don't like the stuff. To see how much playing time he gets. So it'd be interesting. If Spurs take Mbeumo from United, they should be disbanded, says Tim. Arsenal fans don't get hyped up this summer. Arsenal will not go big, says Dean. Arsenal will improve squad. I don't know, because everyone has different expectations on going big. So I'm not saying we're not going big, because everyone has different expectations on what big is. But Arsenal will have a good summer at the end, I promise. Arsenal fans panicking too much because they're seeing us and City do business already. That's probably the panic. But yeah, at the end of the day, right, the situation with City is very different. The situation with Liverpool is very different. At the end of the day, Liverpool needed to get those targets in before anyone else got them in. You know, Wirtz was a fast-moving transfer. Fast. I know it's for a lot of people, it's taken a long time to get it sorted. But that was a fast-moving situation. City were in there. Munich were in there. Liverpool, they couldn't hang around. If they wanted Wirtz, they had to get a move on. Kirkes. Who's the other dude you got? You got someone else, didn't you? Cannot think for the life of me. Frimpong. Could not think for the life of me who you got then. And you've got loads more to do. You're going to get a striker in, and you're going to get a centre back in, and you might get more in than that. So you could spend, in my opinion, over 300. In my opinion, Nico going to Barca. Imagine my shock. Said this year ago, says Chris. Nico Williams looks like he's off to Barca now. We need Rodrigo or Barcola. That is going to be a domino effect. So watch out for that. When there's so many wingers that are going to be moving very much like the striker situation, once one domino falls, you'll see them all fall. They won't fall until everything is the right time. You'll see certain clubs, buying replacements and all that kind of stuff. That's just knock-on effect. It just be patient. It's a game of chess. It's not drafts. It's not quick. I can promise you that. Nico Williams was very up on the list. He hasn't been for quite a while. For reasons you'll find out soon enough. I'll be honest. Brenny Chris Chinese Taipei, that is all. Carlisle side Morgan Feeney, it's looking like, which is brilliant signing from National League, dropping down from League One. At the moment, we've got 6 locked in. We've got 6 players locked in at the moment. Our minimum objective is 7. I think we'll get to 7. But at the moment we're on 6, but those 6 are not guaranteed the 6 because we've got them in place. So we don't have a Neto Sterling situation where, we don't get specific player and we go, oh, damn it, we've got no one to cover that position. So we're just going to have to settle with whatever's on the scrap heap. Not going to happen. Promise you that. Feeney is upgraded on all our centre backs. Simpson got rid of him when we got promoted. The idiot, like other players. Arsenal alternative expected. Chinese Taipei darts pair turned on each other after one of them busted. What? Oh my god. City and Liverpool don't talk about domino effect and more shit like that. They just do what they need to do, not fooling around. As I said, City and Liverpool are a very different situation. They that Liverpool if I just talk about Liverpool, if they didn't move for their targets, they knew they would have lost them. They didn't have necessarily plan Bs, plan Cs. They wanted Kirkes, they wanted Frimpong, they wanted Verts. They didn't have real backup, especially for Verts. They had no backup for Verts. That was a situation that had arisen, and they just went for it. And good on them. And they'll spend a lot of money. Do City signings prove they will beat the 115 charges? You'll find out hopefully soon. That's for certain. Frimpong, yeah, cheers, mate. Centre back guaranteed a winger might happen exactly. That's literally it. If Diaz leaves, so this is again, Liverpool knew what they needed. Trent had already left. They clearly wanted a left back, so they got him. Did I feel they needed an attacking midfielder like Verts? Probably not, but it was a situation that turned up. They obviously know what they're going to bring in terms of transfer fees for people that will sell, so they're fine in my opinion. Linked with Nusa, yes, we're linked with at least 4 Leipzig players. I'll be honest, it's not just Nusa or Sesko. There's a lot. Nunes leaving is bigger than Verts signing, says Chris. Yeah, that situation should happen fairly soon. I'd say. I wouldn't say it would be super soon, but it will happen. He will leave, in my opinion. Sorry, just having a swig of drink. TE, right, asking what positions. So obviously we've got a goalkeeper locked in. We've got a defender. I can't say which position. I'm not allowed to. We have a DM. There is no shock on that one. We've also got a left winger locked in, a striker locked in, and one other position, which I'm not allowed to mention. They are the 6 at the moment. Hey there, hope all is well. Big up to Elliot. Are we still in for Sesko? And our chances for Rodrigo still 50-50? Yes, for Rodrigo, and yes, for Sesko. Nothing has changed there. Dylan said, come on. Well, obviously, Zubimendi, you all know. And Kepa, you know. Kepa will be fairly soon. Can't see that waiting too long, if I'm honest. And the striker situation should be a bit more clearer next week. I know it's taking forever, but unfortunately, the media are milking this as much as humanly possible. Yeah, but I'm not concerned about the way that we're acting. Our main objective is to get them in for pre-season, not right now. Don't forget, this is a very long window. This is a 3-month window. There is no rush. Everyone has holidays. There's many reasons why things just take a while, especially this window. Berto is an improvement on recruitment side. Needed him. With us having Edwards and Hughes and City having who they have 100%. We will raise sales after. Yeah. Yes. You will definitely sell some players. You've got Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's meant to be leaving. Obviously, you've already brought in money for Kelleher, which, I know a lot of people aren't happy with the price, so I don't understand why not, if to be honest. Goalkeepers are not like super expensive. I don't understand where that's come from. I thought the money for Kelleher was just right, personally, but hey ho. That's just me. But yeah, you'll definitely be selling. Big up to Al Hassan. Any updates about the cam? The cam is not clear at the moment. That's why I said this one is more just going to be a Q&A, to be honest, because the cam situation is unclear. Like I've said, and this is the bit that people unfortunately do have to understand, is we're trying to get as much as humanly done possible, but we also need to know who's leaving and for how much, because we do need to make sure that we are not screwing ourselves over in terms of salary for the PSR when that kicks in, which, as far as I'm aware, will be voted for next summer. They might talk about it this summer, but they'll probably vote for it next season. So yeah, it's very complicated. Morgan Rogers is obviously definitely one that we've looked at. Xavi Simons, there's Gibbs White, there's Al-Khanusi, there's Kudu, there's many cams, and it's all got to be the right price, and that is where it's a little bit more unclear, because there's certain clubs that have to sell. You know, I'll name you just a couple. Aston Villa have to sell someone. Leipzig have to sell someone right now. Then you've got Leicester City. They need to sell. Trying to think of any other clubs that need to sell. United technically have to sell, but I guarantee not many people want Bruno. But yeah, there's a lot of situations still developing. Look, we're only on the 3rd of June. You know, the window's only been open for 13 days. Anyone would think, look, if this was August, I am totally fine with the meltdown. Right now, no need for meltdown yet, I can promise you. Zubimendi to Madrid would have made 0 sense. He won't start for them 100%. Bobby, are we waiting for the new financial window till we bring in our transfers? There's no need to. I think that's the best way I can put it. So obviously with the Zubimendi deal, that is more to please Sociedad, not us. We're going to have that broken down in payments, but there is literally no reason. So I Elliot, if you've heard it or read it somewhere, I can promise you it is fibs, because there is no reason why we can't do that now. There is literally no reason. Pre-season is in a month. I'm 100% sure we will only have Zubimendi and Kepa in the first day. I think we might have more, I'll be honest. But there we go. Kwanzaa Simicast, Elliot, yes. It's how I can say it, Chris. Yes, they're all the ones, and you've mentioned the other ones as well. Morton returning loanees. Yep. So you got lots of this is what I don't think people quite understand. Liverpool have got a lot of money that will be coming in, which is how they can spend as much as they are. We don't have that much coming in because, as Mohamed has basically said, Zinni's going to AC Milan. He probably will be. You've got Kivior that will probably be sold. Then we're going to see if Martinelli gets sold. But then that's it. And this is the thing, right? Everyone was like, oh, we can't sell Saliba, can't sell Gabriel. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Then we don't have a lot more money and we don't have a lot more space to get in the players that people are demanding, because we can't sign 7. There's no way we can sign 7 players tomorrow. No way. It's impossible, because we will be overloading our wage bill. And without the guarantee that these players will leave, you just can't do that. So there has to be a domino effect. There has to be. Oh, Christ. I didn't even know. Chris, I'm glad you've even mentioned it, mate, because I didn't even know there was a Grand Prix this weekend. I didn't have a clue. Oh, okay. I like the Canada Grand Prix, to be fair. I actually quite like that one. So I'm glad you told me, because I didn't actually have a clue there's a Grand Prix. But yeah, look, so that's the situation. Just got to be patient, because we just have to wait for domino effects. You know, we need 100% guarantee that Zinchenko will leave. We need 100% guarantee that Kivior is going to leave. We need 100% guarantee that, you know, Martinelli is going to stay or be sold. Same with Trossard. So this is why we're drip feeding like some positive news, like Gabriel signing a new contract. That's great. You'll have Ethan, you'll have Lewis Skelly, you'll have Saliba, new contracts at some point over the summer, just to drip feed some positive news, because it's going to take time. You know, I can't. There is literally no financial or restraints from our PSR issue or financials for us not getting a player in right now. But what is stopping the whole situation is making sure that we can get the 7 that we want that improves us for next season instead of being light again or not getting enough players in, because we know we made errors last summer. We know we made errors in January as well. So yeah, Mohammed saying yes, he is quite far down on our list, if I'm honest, but he will soon come up the list if the price or the packages for the other players that we're looking at doesn't suit the way that we want to do a transfer, like the likes of Hato, like the likes of Gay and many others, because we could end up getting this is where people will lose their heads a little bit. Oh, sorry, but it could possibly happen, is where we get 2 defenders in. This is where people lose their heads and be like, why do we need more defenders? Just because we will need 2 defenders. If we were to lose the likes of Kivior and Zinchenko, for me, Zinchenko is definitely going to leave. But if we lost Kivior as well, unless you really want to play Lewis Skelly at left back, which we don't really, because we do want to start integrating in as the DM, then you need to get 2 in. We need a right-sided a centre back, and we need someone that can cover left back, but also maybe be the left-sided centre back as well. So there's quite a lot to do, and this is where I think people have kind of just been distracted because they don't feel that we have a lot to do. We have lots to do, and this is where it's complicated. I wish we were in the situation like Man City. I wish we were in a situation like Liverpool, where they knew exactly they're going to get X amount of money in. For me, Liverpool will get 150 million in without problem. Man City knew about a lot of situations, so they knew that they had to go out and spend a lot of money. Now, you can look at Man City's business and go, okay, is some of those really Man City players? That's something that you should ask City fans. But if you just look at the quality, you kind of go, interesting, because it's an interesting situation. That's all I'm saying. Brilliant stuff. Thank you, mate. When's the qualifying? Please. Thank you, mate. Is Akliush on the CAM list? He is not someone that we have really looked at. We are aware of him, but nothing. Any party update? Party update should be. What's the date today? 13th. I'm trying to think when he's last. I think he's got something on the 18th. So again, by the end of the week, because he's got something on the 18th. I can't remember what it is. By him, I do mean Thomas Partey. He's got something on the 18th. I can't remember what it is. Jesus, what the hell's he got? There's something he's doing on the 18th. I can't remember what it is. So again, once that's done, then we should hear, because contract's going to be up at the end of the month. So falling short. I'll be honest, Chris. Even if we have a great window, I've been categorically very open about this. If we have a great window, Chris, I still think we're going to be short. Just me, what I personally think. I still think we're going to be short. A lot of people will be going, no, we're not short. We got this person that can cover that position. I'm not happy with that, personally. I want 22 players. I want 2 squads. That's me. That's how I'm happy. A lot of people may look at this window and go, yeah, it's a 10. That is 10 window. I won't be. I've never gone, this is going to be a 10 window for me, because it's just not, because I'm quite picky. Why Arsenal stopped deal with Leipzig? Because 80 million now slows to talk. Why? Yeah, well, Big up to Juan Noradanan. I do apologise about saying your surname. Honestly, I struggle saying normal words. So, yeah. Yeah. I just don't believe everything that's in the media. I'll be honest. Just don't believe everything because it's not all true. Is this young? Oh, hang on. Sorry. There we go. Is this young? No, no, he's not. Dean, I don't think you're in our group. I mentioned it to our WhatsApp group. Yes, he's someone that we're interested in, but so are a lot of clubs. He is extremely talented, but he's not someone that I am thinking that we are going to get. Why are fans still obsessed with Trent? I couldn't care less. I've moved on. Wish him the best. Exactly. We need an actual left back, not a centre back, plays there. I do agree. However, what I will say is, let's say if it's Hato, right? There are others that we've looked at. A young lad from Club Rouge. And there was one, oh, crikey, what the hell was his name? Geez, I think he was from Italy. Young lad, 23, 24. But anyway, if we're talking about Hato is very much like Gabriel, and a lot of people forget about Gabriel. Gabriel is a very, very competent left back. He played there at Lille quite a few times. So he is someone that could quite easily play left back, and I would have no issues with it whatsoever. All you got to do is look at Dan Burn. Now, Dan Burn is a competent left back. I didn't ever thought that would ever work, but he's very competent. And that's how I feel about Hato. So if it was to be Hato, I have no issues him being the left back. I'll be honest, no issues with it at all, just because of the way that we play. And obviously, if we just went for a left back, which we have looked at quite a few of them, then that left back will only play in a certain way. There won't be much fluidity in the way that we set up. So, it's one of those. He Brazilian. Oh, I'm trying to work out what. The Lille defender is Brazilian, mate. Ribeiro, Alexander Ribeiro, I think his name was, the guy from Lille. Trent signed my Trent shirt on final day. I was probably the only one who sensibly I told him I wish him the best. 100% qualifying at around 8 p.m. I think 9 p.m. Okay, brilliant stuff. Cheers, mate. The centre back has to be right-footed. We've got a right back, centre back that we've got a few of those actually. In all fairness, that we've looked at, and the left side as well. So it's honestly, mate, it is so confusing, and it will become clearer. Big up to Mo. How about the money from last summer? Pure profit, ESR, and Katia Ramsdale, net profit last summer too. Mate, this is what I've been saying. There is if anyone, if it's London Football, if you call them, or the Athletic, or anyone that comes out and says, "Oh, we're going to wait for the new financial year," it's absolute codswallop. We are loaded, absolutely loaded right now. There is no problem whatsoever. We are linked with Leone and Hato. Leone, big up to Tahiru. Yeah, Leone is someone I actually liked. For anyone that wants to watch, just go and watch my fantasy transfer window. He was my young centre back, in all fairness. There's a party at night. I'd go as far to say under Edu, we've not had a good top summer window bar 2023. I wouldn't put that all on Edu, if I'm honest. It was I don't want to say a bad working relationship between Mikel and Edu, because that's a bit unfair. It was a relationship that didn't work as well as it should have for the club, which is all that matters to me. I don't care if Edu and Mikel, go out on dates, and I don't care. What I care about is my club, And right now, Andrea and Mikel have a working relationship, which is exactly how it should be. Romano was right about Vert's deal. English journalists falling behind again. Won't be shocked if we get Lacuba at centre back. One, Klopp has involved Red Bull teams. Two, we love doing business with Leipzig. Tino saying we must sell Jesus. Jesus is only going to be a possibility at the end of the window. And that's only if he's fit enough to pass medical. Now, a lot of people don't understand that you don't have to be 100% fit to pass medicals. So that is one to watch. I expect him to be sold next window in January. I think this one could be a bit too early for him, if I'm honest. Chris, the only thing Ornstein says it's finances involved. KSE don't want to spend. Now that's absolute codswallop. That's what Orney's doing his utmost just to cause issues again. No, there is literally no issues with money. We've got a lot of money. We were linked with Hato, but he will suit you more than Slot, but Slot can adapt, to be fair. Yeah, I was slightly concerned he would go to Liverpool, but with you getting Kirkes, I'm slightly less concerned because I think you're getting more of just a natural centre-back instead of a versatile centre-back. But as you said, Slot can adapt. Chelsea are the team that I'm more concerned about right now with Hato, if I'm honest. Sesko Gyökeres. Sesko is the main man. Sesko is. But if there was a situation where we can get both in, as I said at the beginning of the show, don't rule it out because it's possible. You are on about Agumi. So Agume is the young lad that is going to replace Partey if Partey was to just literally go, no, not signing the thing. Then we go and get Agumi. Arsenal fans are emotionally invested in. Yes, definitely. No, definitely. There's no doubt about that. Don't believe Ornstein people got more things wrong than right. Always lies about Arsenal on deadline day in summer. No one coming in than Wilbert Sterling. It's going to be a crazy one. But guys, I will be back Tuesday. Now, I do expect some things to develop over the next week, so do watch out for that. I will update you on Tuesday, and then I'll be back Friday next week as well. I'm going to keep Tuesday and Friday just so it's common day that everyone knows, and it's just easier for everybody. But guys, I appreciate the questions. I hope that helps. Han reported we got the bid rejected. Oh, absolute codswallop. I could have put that as nicely as I could, Tino, but it's codswallop. Absolute codswallop. Look, we had a bid for Gyökeres at a different point in the window, or in the last few months, shall I say. Okay. So let's not get it twisted. There is definitely nothing recent at the moment with Gyökeres. There is a situation that Gyökeres needs to deal with Sporting Lisbon first, and then we get... You'll find out. Jesus is the one holding us back. I kind of get what you're saying there, because obviously he is on a lot of money, and he is on a lot of money. But if we could go into the new season knowing that we could get rid of Jesus in January, then I've got no issues with it. If we are short this window, it leaves more to do in the next windows. That is my worry. We need to stop this cycle at some point. Hope Berta proves a breath of fresh air. He is a breath of fresh air, but I like I said, Mo, I still think we're going to be a little bit short, but I do think that we can finish it next summer with no problems whatsoever. But guys, I'm out of here. Speak to you later. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.